Couldn't get that 74 machine. Turned down to the infield. Now they make contact again. Johnson goes around in 3 and 4. James, he did the inside. Glover hops the cushion off of turn number 2, bringing the 25 of Carson Conway with her. Oh, Glover into the backside of Conway. Caution flag will fly. Brock Crawford, the 55 machine off of turn number 2, down the back straightaway out front. The 25B. Eric Simmental, around goes Cecil. Stays on the loud pedal and we stay green. Here we go. Formation tidying up. Here comes Billy Simpkins, just barely making it call. Starting outside of the last row. And we've got 15 to go. Green flags in the air. Holder's heating and air conditioning, number 24, Roger Holder, looking for a second win here in 2025 in the IMCA Stock car. Right through the middle of turns 1 and 2, healthy for the number 24 machine. We'll have 5 down. Problems for Raymond Nolan. He's off the pace down off of turn number 2. Raymond Nolan to the infield. We stay green. Nicholas Johnson gets by the 4 of Schweitzer. 13 down, 2 to go. White flag this time by for the 24 machine of Roger Holder. Van Hoff gets it wrong off of turn number 2. One more time around. Getting the hand signals from RCJ. Spinning the wrenches for Holder Motorsports down the back straightaway for the final time for Roger Holder. Into 3 off of turn number 4. Richie McGowan winner, Roger Holder. As we come into IMCA Northern Sport Mod feature time, Paul Brown, Kagan Head, green flags in the air. Kagan Head with a head of steam off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. He leads them into turns 3 and 4. Kagan Head will lead lap number 1. Paul Brown, the number 2 spot, the 38 machine of KC Keller. Around goes Kagan Head on the top side in turns 1 and 2. Matt Mayo gets on the binders and caution flag will fly. All 17 cars still on the surface. 24 laps remain as we go green. Paul Brown. Great restart for the 99B machine. He stays out front. Can he get his first win of the 2025 season? Look at John Piker send it off into turns 3 and 4. Around the outside and making the move, the 40 of Nick Spainhauer. Caution flag will fly. Caution out for the 68 machine of Santiago Lopez from Chula Vista, California. Green flag back in the air. Paul Brown right back down to the bottom side of turns 1 and 2. Car's got some good attitude right now. Talking about attitude, 3 wide. Jason Bannister thinks wiser of it. Backs out of it. Piker down on the bottom side. KC Keller on the outside. It's still going to be Piker P2. Side by side for third. Jason Bannister and the 38 of KC Keller. As he works to get by the 28P, and he will do so now. Here comes the 51 and the 151. Paul Brown. Here come the Bannister boys. Paul gets tied off of turn number 4. Here comes Jason Bannister taking a peek to the inside. Paul Brown goes through the middle, slips up to the outside, but keeps the momentum. But here comes Jason Bannister working the inside into turn number 3. Paul Brown going to the cushion. That car gets tight up there on the cushion. And at the line, it's a dead heat. 2 laps at the line. Pair of Victory Circle chassis Make it your top 3 all in VCs. As the next time by with the white flag, we've got one off the pace, Adam Baker. Caution flag will fly. Green flag will fly. 2-lap shootout. We're green. Jason right down to the bottom side to protect. He had a great set of corners right there in 1 and 2. That might have been the move. Bannister chasing to the top side in 3 and 4, changing his line. White flag in the air one more time around. Jason Bannister able to navigate through turns 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway with a 4-car advantage. To the top side he goes, into 3, coming off a turn number 4. He goes 3 in a row. Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Bannister picks up the win. American Stock A feature is underway. James E. Goff working the 74M up the hill. She'll lead off a 2. James E. Goff Baker into turns 3 and 4. She'll lead lap number 1 here on the 14th annual Richie McGowan Memorial Night. Lineberger being shown to go down to the inside, but now here comes Robert Swearingen up into the mix, the 12-year-old driver. Landon Lineberger all kinds of crossed up, battling with Sonny Simpkins. That's your leader down into turn number 3. Tyler Weeks off the pace down in the infield, the 69X machine, but we've got Calamity up front. Landon Lineberger, but here comes the into deep of Nicholas Johnson. James E. Goff almost making contact with the into deep machine. Now here comes the 21X of Cameron Campbell with a big move. Now the 23 machine of Go Forth gets between your leaders. Nicholas Johnson now goes to the top spot. Problems for Cameron Campbell. He's got a right front down. Will he come to a halt off of turn number 2? Looks like he will do so. The caution flag will fly. Green flag's in the air. Great start for the into deep machine. Nicholas Johnson able to gap the 68 of Sonny Simpkins and the 12 of James E. Goff. Simpkins now, she's up into P2. We've got one slow into 2. Caution flag is out for the 0. Sonny Simpkins wants to get her first win at the brand new facility right here, Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway. Great restart for Sonny Simpkins. But just that much better is the in too deep for Nicholas Johnson. Caution flag will fly. We got one slow on the front straightaway. It's the 19 of Ronald Lookadoo with the flat right front tire. Fortunate for the leaders, that was coming up on Gene Glover that had it looped out coming off a 2. Kyle Wood, he's got a hot rod as well in that 4K machine. He started about scratch on the field as we come back to the green. 5 to go. Nicholas Johnson, Sonny Simpkins around the bottom side trying to get the rubber band wound up the 4K of Kyle Wood. White flag one more time to go at the line. Side by side into 1 and 2. Kyle Wood down on the bottom side. Slide job serve. Nicholas Johnson on the outside. That might have been the move right there down the back straightaway for the final time. Kyle Wood into turn number 3 on the outside. Coming off of turn number 4. Kyle Wood picks up the Richie McGowan Memorial. Nicholas Johnson comes home in the number 2 spot. Coming to the line. Green flags in the air. IMCA Modified A feature. Brad Pounds around the outside, leads him into turns 3 and 4. Jake Pike's down on the bottom side. Here comes Rob Sanders, the 10-in machine, the Sandman, making a move, but lap number 1 goes to the dominator, Brad Pounds. Pounds down the back straightaway. Here comes Pike now. Pike with a move. Taking a peek to the inside. We've got a battle for the lead. Jake Pike, short slide, coming off of turn number 4. Crossover from Brad Pounds. Best battle on the track is for the lead as we have one coming to a halt in turns 1 and 2. Caution flag will have to come out. Caution's out, caution's out. Caution's out for the 55 of Brad Watkins and the 1W of Mitchell Moeller. Lights are out, we're going green right here off of turn number 4. Brad Pound stacking them up behind him, coming back to the green flag. Here we go. 8 to go. Pound slides himself into turns 1 and 2. Jake Pike in the number 2 spot. Finds a little rut coming off of turn number 2. Hiking that left front tire, putting the drive. Battling side by side with Rob Sanders. But right now, the storyline out front. 5 to go for Brad Pounds. Brad Pounds looking to win the Richie McGowan Memorial for the 3rd time. For the 2nd time in 3 years. Caution flag will fly. Brad Watkins coming to a halt in the center of 3 and 4. Can he hold off Jake Pike? Jake Pike has been victorious already. He was the season opener. No, he was at the season opener, about week 3 for Jake Pike. As we come back to the green, we got one stuffed in the fence on the back straightaway. The 21 JT. Caution flag back out again. Brad Pounds got on the binders, binding up the rest of the field as we come back to the green. 5 to go. Watkins comes to a halt once again off of turn number 4. We stay green. Brad Pounds coming off of turn at number 2. And down the back straightaway he goes for the final time. Here comes Jake Pike. Last ditch effort into 3 and 4. Slides himself. Can't get to the 15B. Brad Pounds picks up the Richie McGowan Memorial here tonight for the IMCA Modifieds. Lights are out. Green flag is in the air. The H&S Bodyworks Hobby Stock 32-lap feature is underway. Ridden out to the bottom side of the racetrack, the 25B of Eric Simmental. As we've got one around, it's the 12 of James Dump Cecil. Caution flag will fly. Coming to the green off of turn number 4, 17, make it 7 down. 32 laps is the distance. Green flag is in the air. 25 laps remain. Nicholas Johnson leads him down into turns 1 and 2. He slides himself. Simmental trying to get the RPM a run. Misses his marks on the cushion. We've got one going backwards in a hurry. That's the 55 of Brock Crawford. Look out, jump to Cecil. Almost making contact with Brock Crawford. We'll bring out the caution once again. Tyler Irwin as we come back to the green. Attempt number 2 of the restart here on lap number 7. Ethan Johnson trying to rip the lip in 1 and 2, makes a bobble. Now Chad Johnson, he's going to make the move up into the top 5 if it will stick in 3 and 4. Diming the corner, we've got Calamity in turns 1 and 2, the 21X of Brody. Caution flag will fly. 12 down. 20 laps remain for the final A feature of the night. Coming back to the green flag. Green flag is in the air. Nicholas Johnson protecting that lower line. Big time slider from Chad Johnson. Chad Johnson with a bomb, and he'll lose 2. Eric Simmental not happy with the 26 machine of Chad Johnson as we've got one off the pace. It's the 11 of Ethan Johnson here on lap number 5. The caution flag will fly. As we come back to the green off of turn number 4. 15 down, 17 to go for the final race of the 14th annual Richie McGowan Memorial. Marcus gets it wrong and it turns 1 and 2, all kinds of sideways. Caution flag will fly. Only car to make contact is the 12 of James Cecil. Diamonds the corner, back to the green flag for the one in of Nicholas Johnson, but here comes Pops. Chad Johnson to the inside into turns 1 and 2. Caution out once again. It just might happen as we come to green off of turn number 4. Nicholas Johnson back to the green. Battle for the top spot side by side. Chad Johnson and Nicholas Johnson. Drag race down the back straightaway. Chad backs her down to run the bottom side. Hopping the cushion is Nicholas Johnson. Here we've got a new leader at the line. It's Chad Johnson. Chad Johnson, the 26 machine, now right down on the bottom side of the racetrack, but the momentum going around the outside is going to prevail once again. Chad Johnson now short slides himself into 3 and 4. That's going to bump the 25 over the cushion of Simmental. Father-son duo duke it out once again. We saw it in the IMCA Northern Sport Mod. Now we're seeing it right here in the hobby stock crossover move from Chad Johnson. Gets back to the door of the one in of Nicholas Johnson. Chad Johnson gets it wrong, goes around and turns 1 and 2. Right now we stay green. Caution flag will fly here on lap number 21. Green flags back in the air. Tyler Irwin, a little bit of contact with the 25B of Eric Simmental. Sitting in the number 2 spot still is the 25B of Eric Simmental. Tyler Irwin, the 78 Dakota Brown, your top 4. 5th is Matt Walker, but for the final time into turn number 3, coming off of turn number 4, checkered flag in the air. Nicholas Johnson picks up the win.